Let's see if it worked. Let's see if it worked today. All right, folks, listen up, man. Here we go. Today, we're talking about prepping. We're going to go through some maps. We're going to talk about laying out your plan. We're going to talk about some potential ways to get out of town. And then we're going to talk about what's really going to happen and how crazy it's going to be. Because I done picked 3 kind of different cities, different resources, different places. And we're going to have a conversation. But before we get started, man, hey, make sure everybody get up on the dang Discord. We got a lot of good stuff happening in Discord. Make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you support the channel. Go get some merch. The app is going to be out April 28th. It looks like we're going to have the Navy SEAL app and the Army Ranger Green Beret app dropping at the same time. That also includes just regular Army Get Ready. So a lot of stuff is coming together at the end of April. I'm fired up. Got some great people, Justin and Kyla, killing it for me. So get ready. We got some big stuff coming. All right, real quick. Before we get going, okay, I went on a walk today with my whole family. And I didn't plan it. It's just the kids out of school today, so we went for a walk. We walked 2.4 miles, and somebody in my family had had enough, okay? And I was like, Now, it wasn't catastrophic. But, you know, I said like 5 miles is probably the upper limit for most people to be able to walk. Somebody in my household, 2.5 miles was like, yo, that's a lot. Okay? So understand, you're only going to get as far as your weakest link. That's as far as you're going to get. So if you think you got a bunch of savages in your family, you're going to be traveling hundreds of miles and all that stuff, it ain't going to happen, man. It ain't going to happen. All right? The other thing is, on Wednesday, I had to drive someplace that's on my list of places to go. And I realized it took me 2 hours to drive there. We're probably talking about 20 days to walk there. In all legitimacy. Maybe 25, 30. And so I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have to reevaluate my plan. Okay? So this goes back to what I always say. Once you get your plan together, make sure you go through your plan. See if your plan is even viable to do what you think you're going to do. All right? So, let's get these questions out. Did anybody go walk 5 miles this week? Did anybody take the test from last week and went and walked 5 miles and said, oh my God? Okay? Did anybody do that? That's my question. We got any hands up? Did all the hands come down? Okay. All right. If we got no hands up, no one did it. All right, we're going to go. You need a gamer.
Yeah, I did it. I did 6 miles.
You did 6 miles.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And how did you feel?
I mean, like the next day I felt fine, but it was a little harder than I expected.
Okay. Yeah. Like that's all I was trying to get everybody to understand. Just 5 miles. You know that first live we did on prepping like 3-4 weeks ago, we had some guys talking about they're gonna walk 20 miles. They're going to walk, one dude said he was going to walk 60 miles. I don't think anybody understands what that looks like. So I'm glad you went out and got that 5 miles. That's good. Anything else come up in that 5 miles that you weren't really or were kind of unexpected?
It was hot outside. I feel like if you move, well, it's like 70 and you have a backpack on, you need a ton of water.
Yep. And water's heavy, man. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
Water is heavy. So, okay, good. All right, let's get started. We're going to talk about hang on, let's make sure this question right here. Let's see what this is. And then we're going to fire up today. We're going to be talking about some cities, some things to think about, and we're going to be talking about some plans. All right? I'm going to talk to you about kind of how I think about everything. Like, it all comes back to how prepared you are and what you're willing to do. All right. Hey, the person just came in here. You got a question?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, so I'm leaving for Army in July. Hoping to go to RAS.
Okay, hang
but
on,
I'm
bro.
going on a 2-week vacation.
Hang on. We're talking about prepping right now. Wait, hold your question till the end.
Okay.
Okay?
All right,
We're talking about prepping right now. All right? All right, let me get started. I'm gonna share my screen. Oh man, I did not do any pre-work. Okay, so let's come over here. Let's come over here. We're gonna go to maps. We're going to LA, Los Angeles. We're gonna talk some high-level stuff about Los Angeles. Okay. So let's bring this over right here. We got a good little cutout of Los Angeles. Let's see if we can close this side over here. We good. Okay. All right. So let's just look at this. Here's a map, 5 miles. So basically, what I want you to think about, Los Angeles has like, I don't know, 18 million people in it. 18 million people in this area right here. Just let's go all the way down to Long Beach, down here San Clemente, 18 million people, all right? No resources, no water, nothing, all right? We can zoom in on any place in this map, and the density of people is astronomical, okay? I don't even know what street we are. We on this street right here. Let's look at this street. I want you to understand, in Katrina, there was a gang on every street corner, okay? Now, you got the LA River. You got one of the rivers right here. Like, you're not going to be able to go anywhere, okay? So if you're in LA and you don't get a jump on leaving, you're not getting out, all right? I know I talked about it last time. I talked about, you know, can you get in the sewers? But I'm going to tell you, the more I thought about LA, the worse it got. I mean, look at this population density. If you can't, like, you're not going to be able to drive anywhere. Every one of these freeways is going to have 1,000 cars blocking it. There is no chance you're going to be able to drive anywhere, okay? You might be able to get to these woods, right? But look at how dense this is, man. Like even up to the woods, you're talking about from here to here is about a half mile, and you got 15, 20,000 people living in these houses, right? 15, 20,000 people trying to get out of people killing people. They in these mountains. Like, you're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not walking nowhere, all right? You're not. And understand this, LA stretches for 100 miles all the way over here. We in San Bernardino, okay? Riverside. Like, just look at the density. So when I was thinking about it, I'm going to give the people in LA 2 options. If it's an EMP and the power goes out, you better get on the fastest thing you got, and you better make a decision where you're going. My thing would be, and this is kind of what I'm going to say, if I can get to this water and I got an inflatable raft, a inflatable canoe, so the kayaks are pretty good, the waves and everything out here ain't too bad, all right? If I could get to Catalina Island or San Clemente Island, I might have a chance. How far is it? That's a 20-mile open ocean kayak. That's asking a lot, okay? Current normally runs north, so from San Diego it's running north. You might be able to get in your kayak and get all the way up here. You know, Santa Barbara isn't half as dense, right? But you may spend 3 or 4 days in the kayak. If you can get up here, let's see, hang on. If we can get up here, like in this area, we might have a slight chance. Okay? You ain't got a lot of population density up in here. All right? But I'm going to tell you, my ace number 1 in LA, if you really trying to get out of LA, all you rich people, you want to build a prepper's kit, you better have a hot air balloon. Okay? Now, the problem with the hot air balloon, look at that brownness going east. So if you're in the summer and you're in a hot air balloon, you've got 1,000 miles of just absolute hardened desert. And you're going to land somewhere over here. Okay? Even in the best case, if you can get all the way to Arizona in your hot air balloon. But I will take this desert over this city any day of the week. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Los Angeles population is going to go, it's going to be decreased by 98% in probably a week. if the bells and whistles come off in LA, it's gonna be gone. There's gonna be thousands, millions of bodies laying around on the ground. Cause look at it. Where are you going, man? Population density is way too high here. All right. Okay. I hope that helps everybody think about it. You better leave early. Leave first. You know, if something is coming, let's say, I don't know, a tsunami is coming, and you got an hour notice. I ain't packing nothing. I'm jumping in the car, and I'm heading north. Okay? I'm not headed, or I'm headed south. I'm not heading east and west, because east, if I'm anywhere over here, by the time I get over here to Rancho Cucamonga or San Bernardino, chances are I'm trapped. So I'm going to try to get up in here, get out of the city. And understand everybody will be trying to do the same thing. The roads are going to be gridlocked. All right, gridlocked. Okay, LA, easily one of the worst places you could possibly live in the world if you get hit with an EMP or a survival situation. All right, you're not going to be able to listen. I'm going to tell you, first thing I expect to happen in LA, half of LA is going to catch on fire and burn to the ground. If not all of it. Okay? We saw the wildfires there last year. You know, that it cooked half of this area over here, right? Glendale, Palisades. Like, this place was cooked. Let's see if we can see any of the damage from these fires, right? Like, this stuff over here was cooked. All right? You had some fires over here. All this stuff was on fire. Let's go look at Malibu. Malibu, okay? Let's see what's happening on the beach. All the houses are gone, okay? They still ain't rebuilt the houses from the fires. All right? So understand this. You better believe that the criminals and the bad guys are going to light LA on fire. This whole city going to be on fire, okay? The whole city is going to be on fire. All right, let's go look at our next city. We're working our way east. We're going to go look at Kansas City, okay? And we're going to see how our options change in Kansas City. All right. I'm not watching Discord. If we got any questions in Discord, you guys in Discord, you can see what I'm showing everybody. I take it? Yeah, you can see it. You might have to click on it, but I'm sharing it. Okay, we're good. All right, here we go. Kansas City. All right. Now, let's just look at this population density a little bit. That's the first thing I'm going to look at. You see all this green space, all these woods and golf courses. It's not even close to LA, right? Not even close. You got corridors. Houses aren't as close together. But I'm going to tell you, it's still really dangerous. Okay? So, I'm looking at Kansas City. It's spread out. It's big. If you in downtown, you got some problems. All right? Now, here's what you got, though. You got the Kansas City River running through Kansas City. So I'm going to tell a lot of you, your water is probably your #1 avenue to get out of town, because you're not going to run into traffic jams on the water. Now, the problem you also are kind of a sitting duck on the water. All right? Depending on how crazy it is, I might just be in a life jacket with some bushes on top of my head. All right? But I got the water in Kansas City. All right? Let's go out a little bit. North, I still got a lot of development. East, not so bad. I'm already in the farmlands out here in the east. If I can get, how far outside of town? Let's see how far outside of town we are right here. 5 miles outside of Kansas City, we already got farmlands. We got a chance in Kansas City. Okay? We got a chance. South, it ain't even 5 miles. It's a couple miles south. We got farmlands. We still got a lot of rural communities out here. Now understand this. I'm not saying it's going to be better, because if you can walk this far, half the city can walk this far, you're still going to have to be on your game. But Kansas City, to me, is a lot more survivable than LA. If I had to guess, you're probably only talking about, like in downtown in this area, you're probably still talking about 90% casualties. But it flattens out real quick as soon as you get outside of town, right? Now, you get in here, You know, you just got avenues to get out of town on. If I had to get out of town, it looks like I'm headed east from Kansas City, because there ain't nothing out here. I'm headed east or I'm headed west, depending on where I am in Kansas City. But I want you to understand, pretty much all of the Midwest is like Kansas City. You got farmlands all the way around. Kansas City, Omaha, right? Nebraska. They ain't even got no cities listed in these states. So if you in this breadbasket of America right here, I would say basically from, you know, Denver over, I'm stopping probably when I get to Indiana. Like Indiana, the closer you get to Chicago, the more problems you have. But like, there's just a lot of rural, the population density isn't that great. So you have a chance to survive in Kansas City. Kansas City pretty easy, nothing special. Just make sure you got a plan to get out of town. But you know, 5 miles outside of Kansas City, you in the country. You can survive in the country. We're not talking about what you need to do to survive. We're just talking about your ability to get out of the kill zone. LA, man, ain't nobody getting out of LA. I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't nobody getting out of LA. LA, man, one in 100 people will get out of LA. Okay, let's go to the last city. You know, we'll open it up for questions. But you guys are thinking, understanding how I think a little bit. All right, last city, Richmond. All right. So let's zoom in on Richmond. I know Richmond pretty well. My wife from Richmond. Richmond is kind of a long, like not long. It's only probably 5 miles in circumference, but it's the same situation, right? Downtown Richmond, ain't a lot of people live in downtown. You got some houses down there, but it's not super packed. Okay, the closer, the denser we get. All right, we go over here. Look at these houses over here. A lot of row houses. Every one of these blocks is going to have a gang on it. Every corner. Every corner going to have a gang. You're not going to make it 5 blocks if you ain't got a plan. All right? Now, we got the James River. Now, here's the thing I'm going to say about the James River. The James River ain't very deep. All right? It ain't like the Missouri River that we was looking at over in Kansas City. You can walk up. There's a lot of the parts of James River you can walk across. So I don't want people to be all excited about getting in the James River, and you walk down here, and right here at this little shoal where all these rocks are, you got 50 dudes with guns picking people off in boats. Okay, and the best thing you're gonna use in here is a kayak. You ain't gonna get very far. Okay, but the water is not the bad guy's friends. Okay, how many? I'm going to say this. How many gangsters do you know that take time swimming? All right, you ain't got no alligators in the James River. You ain't got no animals in there that going to eat you. But once again, we got a water egress once we get outside of Richmond. Okay, Richmond's kind of the same thing. You got country coming all the way into Richmond. So all the way into Richmond, you got country. So if you were down here in Oak Grove, or you know, you in this area over here by Virginia Union, and you can get down to the woods here, you got a chance. Okay, you got a chance. You're moving at night. You cover some ground. We only talking about this. This is 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, and you outside 295. You in the country. All right. Avoid all these houses and just get out. All right. Where would I head if I was in Richmond? So I'll tell you right now, I'm headed west or I'm headed east. As we look at Richmond, south, you got people south. Like you can see this kind of corridor down here, Chesterfield. You got people headed south. I'm trying to get out in these woods. All right, now understand this, it's country. Country folks have guns. They know how to shoot. All right. West, not so much. There ain't a whole lot of stuff west. All right. If I can get out here west, I got a bunch of estuaries in here. I take my inflatable kayak, I get my butt in that water, and I start heading west. All right. Once I get out here, now I'm in the Chesapeake Bay. All right. If I can get down to Chesapeake Bay, I got Yorktown. Once I get out here, there ain't nothing out here. Let's look. Okay. You got some houses out here, some people, but there ain't nothing out here in these bottoms. All right? So that's how I think about it, right? Like, one, how do I get out of my immediate situation? How do I travel far enough to get myself out of the absolute kill zone? 3 different cities, they all pretty much, you know, one of them is a death trap. If you live in Los Angeles, it's a death trap. You know, I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's bad. You live in Kansas City, pretty solid. You live in Richmond, pretty solid. All right? If we went and looked at D.C., you know, you go right up the road to Washington, D.C., you got problems. All right? Now, you got the water once again, but you got another 5 million people live in this area. You talking about 20 miles to go anywhere, heavily populated, gangsters on every corner, people getting killed. Washington, D.C., bad. When I lived in Maryland, man, I had 3 different plans for Washington, D.C., and my wife worked way over here in Rockville, okay? Way over here, up here in Rockville, in Bethesda. And I had a whole plan to get over there and get her, because this is going to be a complete crap show, much like L.A. All right? All right, folks, listen up. That's my presentation for the night. You guys got some questions. We're going to bank some questions. We're going to come off the shared screen if I can figure out how to do that. We'll get these questions out. So I don't have, if you guys got any questions in the Discord, go ahead. If you got questions in YouTube, I'm live on YouTube. If you on one of the other streaming platforms that I'm streaming on, like Instagram, understand this, I can't see your questions because I ain't figured it out yet. All right? Let me go through these questions on YouTube. Someone asked me special operations, it don't matter. Whoever they call, that's who's at the tip of the spear. Outskirts of San Antonio. San Antonio is a rough one, man. I live here. San Antonio, you got to have a solid plan. My plan was good, but it relies on a fail-safe that's not good. So therefore, I got to make another plan. And then you better be able to adjust the plan. Oh my God. All right, let's talk about this, man. Listen, you're not going to be able to get from LA to Riverside or San Bernardino. So saying you're going to buy a piece of property in LA or San Bernardino to bug out in, like if you can't get out of LA by 50 miles, LA is going to eat everything within 50 miles of LA. LA may eat San Diego. Okay? Eat it. So if you're going to stay in the area, you're going to get killed. Yep. NYC. NYC got a lot of water around it. Same kind of deal. You can get out of town with an inflatable kayak in NYC. But, I mean, you're not going to be able to go 1 block. Just understand that. Like, you better have a plan to go from rooftop to rooftop. Maybe get you a hang glider. You know, do something that you can fly up off of one of them tall buildings and get to the water. Because you ain't going to get there no other way. Maybe that's a great one. Instead of a hot air balloon, buy you a motorized parachute. We got some dudes flying them up here by us. That's a solid way to get out of town. Motorized parachute. That's my next go-to. It's the Missouri River going through Kansas City. I say whatever river. San Diego's probably better. San Diego's going to be the killing fields, man. Philly, absolute death trap. Okay? Death trap. Well water, ton of carbs. Alright, man. Let me know how that goes, bro. Let me know how that goes. Philly's going to be terrible. Mesa, Arizona. Someone wants to go look at Mesa, Arizona. Mesa, Arizona ain't that bad, but you're not going to be able to survive in the desert. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if it ain't the wintertime, you're going to be dead in Mesa, Arizona in 5 minutes in the desert. Lifting fits into fitness training. Obviously, it's in there, but it's not equally as important in running. Running is the most important thing you can do for overall survival fitness. Okay? Appreciate the shout out on the shirt, right? I had an innate ability to do the impossible consistently. Atlanta, complete shit show. A lot of killing. Long Island, killing. Now you can get in a boat, you can leave Long Island. You're going to have a chance. Okay? Alright folks, prepper number 4, how to make a plan. We're going to talk a little bit about how to make a plan now. I gave you kind of the layout. So here's what I'm going to tell you. You need to think about concentric circles. What is my 100-yard plan? Okay, where I live, 100 yards is easy. All right. What is my 500-yard plan? All right. Just draw a circle around you where you think you're going to be and be like, all right, how am I going to get outside this circle? If you're in LA, I don't know what to tell you, man. You know, when they start burning houses down and city blocks are on fire, I mean, do you hide out in the sewers? That's probably my only option. Have a plan to pull up a sewer lid, right? What are the things called? Manhole cover. Have a plan to pull up a manhole cover and hide out in the sewers for 4 or 5 days. Okay, that's all I can say. Like, if the whole city on fire, you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna end up getting crispy. Okay, you're gonna be a burnt chicken nugget. So, but yeah, start with concentric circles and then work your way out. All right. So, I'm just telling you, when you start getting it like 5 miles to 10 miles, you gotta have a real plan. You gotta have a real skill set. And everybody that says they got a gun, listen, man, your one gun ain't gonna do nothing against 300 guns. So understand that there's no hospitals, folks. So you need a legit plan. And the plan's gotta involve safety. I told you, I got 5 people in my family I'm responsible for. I got a 15% chance of getting them out of town. And I would consider myself in the top 1% of the survival ability. Okay? And I'm giving myself a 15% of chance. 15%. That's it. So, alright? But yeah, concentric circles, you know, I tell everybody the more skills you have, the more chances you have. Okay? So, alright, we got a long-term 3RM Capital $99 super chat. $9 super chat. Okay, here we go. Could you do an episode around gear-related specifics like plate carrier, bump helmet, night vision? Thinking of how much ammo would be good either in a bug out or a bug in. Love the series. Absolutely. So, next week we're going to start talking about skills next week. So, next week we're going to talk about like general skills that I think you got to have, right? You got to be able to make a fire. You have to. You have to be able to make a fire. You have to be able to source, clean, and deal with water. And then you got to have the biggest thing is you got to have a plan. And you got to be able to deal with contingencies. Okay? So I talk about plate carriers and ammo. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. If it's 110 degrees in Texas, I can't wear a 20-pound plate carrier for 180 miles. It's gone, right? Like, it sounds great, but I can't carry 500 rounds of ammunition unless I got a plan to carry 500 rounds of ammunition with a rickshaw or a mobile. But understand, man, you're talking about bare minimums in a survival situation. If that, either that or you can't travel. Okay? So we'll come back. Alright, hang on. My dude said, mic sound bad. Let me check the mic right now. Check the mic. Hey guys, if the mic is terrible, just hit me up. Because I don't know why it won't work. I got to check it every week. Someone remind me next week to check it. Hey Patrick, it should be great now. I just banged it. It should be good. Okay? Man, I need an IT dude, man. All right. What are the questions we got in here? T. Genie, what's your question, big dog?
When you're talking about making like bug out shelters, do you think it's better to put all your resources into one or try and see if you can have like dispersed shitty ones in case you can't get to that one?
Okay, so here's what I would tell you. That's a great plan. So here's what I would tell you, right? If I was 100% serious about what I'm talking about, I would have probably 6 bug out locations around San Antonio where I got resupplies. Okay? So just go around the circle, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So I guess that's 8. I'd have 8 locations, resupply points. But here's one of the things for me, Tanner, that I know. there's going to be victims all the way along that route for me. So for me, I'm going to be taking targets of opportunity. So I've averaged that into what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be doing it. And in my plan, I got this unique skill set. So my plan involves a very specific deal that I'm kind of able to do something that most people can't. And so I don't have a bunch of staged locations. I do have 3 different locations to go get what I need to get. But if I was $1 million, I would have, because here's the deal. I don't know what's going to happen, right? Let's say China invades Mexico and the whole eastern side of San Antonio is a war zone, or the western side of San Antonio is a war zone. Well, if you had planned on going west and you only had one bug out location west, you ain't never going to get there. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of sounds like you're saying, like, I mean, be prepared for it, but it sounds like you're saying when shit goes down, it's going to go down like super quick. So like, would you not have a chance to maybe get out of the country or go somewhere else? You think it's going to go down like hella quick if it goes down?
So I'm going to remind everybody, go listen to the episode last week or 2 weeks ago where I talked about my doctor and the hurricane in 2014, when the hurricane came and when San Antonio got the evacuation notice. And he didn't make it 5 miles outside of San Antonio because every road was chocked full of cars. So, we had like 6 hours, 7 hours. We had like 10 hours notice, right? They said evacuate. And you already had 3 million people trying to leave on, let's just call it 25 roads going north. It's impossible. Like, you're not getting nowhere. So it can happen. Like, I'm not even talking about EMP pulse. I'm just talking about a regular old hurricane. Right? Like you're screwed. Like, it doesn't matter. Our population is not ready for anything survival related. Nothing. So I just want you to take everything that you think and multiply it by 100. I'm going to be able to drive 100 miles. Okay? You're going to be able to get 1 mile. Right? I'm going to be able to live for, 100 days on my own. You're going to be able to live for 1 day. So that's what people don't understand. Like, they don't understand. Katrina turned into hell in about 2 hours. Like New Orleans turned into an absolute cesspool of people in about 2 hours. The second they learned that there was no police officers coming, it was over. Make sense?
Definitely. I appreciate it.
All good, brother. All right, what's the next question?
Hey Jake, what do you think about making it into a military base, or if the people in the military will just stand together, I guess?
Okay, here's my thought about a military base. All right? It's going to take a military base about, let's just say, an extra 10,000 people before it falls apart. Someone in the comments said military base is going to fall apart, right? I'm not saying a military base ain't going to be bad, but I'm going to say it's not going to hold up. It's just not going to hold up, okay? And the other thing is, I'm not sure they're going to let you on a military base, because the military base is going to know that more people means less resources for the military base. So, but if it's like, I'll just go back to, if it's an EMP pulse, ain't nobody going to be on the military base. Military base is going to be like everywhere else. There are going to be a bunch of dead people on it too. Okay? All right. Hey, get your hands up in the chat. I got a question over here on YouTube I'm going to address. Someone said bug out locations are great. Okay? I'm going to tell you, a bug out location for resupply is awesome. A bug out location to hide in, because if you can get there and hide in it, everybody else can get there and hide in it. So y'all know my feelings about hiding out in a bug out location or barricading your house up, Bruh, fire is undefeated. I'm just gonna, if I see you hiding out, I'm gonna set fire to whatever you're doing. You know, a lot of people don't think about that. Think about this. You in your house, you got your whole house sandbagged, you got ballistic walls, you ready to defend the whole house, and I show up with 2 40-ounce old English bottles filled with gasoline, and I light your house on fire. I don't know. I know the preppers hate that scenario. They always argue with me, and I just tell them, like, that's real life, man. Like, they're going to be burning down whole city blocks and cities. LA is going to be a blaze. A blaze. LA will be ashes in 2 days. Why? Because the criminals are criminals. They're going to be like, hey, let's burn this house down. Joe is in there. We know Joe's wife looks real good. Let's burn the house down. Get her to come outside. Once they burn one house down, it's going to light up like a candle. The whole place is on fire. Okay? All right. H-Town refugees couldn't even make it. Yep. So couldn't even make it to you guys, right? In the hurricane. Yep. Couldn't make it from Houston to San Antonio in the hurricane. Couldn't do it. My little brother watched his dog die of dehydration and heat on the highway. Yep. Absolutely. People gonna die. Texas in the summer, you stuck on the freeway. Everybody dead. Dog's dying. The dog died. Okay. Small 2-person helicopter would get you out of the quick shit. Yeah, but you got 2 things. You got to know how to fly a helicopter, and then you got to be able to protect the helicopter long enough to get it in the air. Like, I'm not down on that, but where are you going to keep a helicopter in LA? You going to put it in your garage? You're going to build an attachment on the top of your roof to keep a helipad? Like, you tell me how you going to get a helicopter in LA. I'm going for in LA hot air balloon. Hot air balloon. That's what I'm going for. Okay. Yep. Katrina. Everybody was in Katrina. My guy hasn't hit me back yet. The police officer and the Navy chief that were in Katrina, they weren't there. So crazy. Drone bike. Yep. Jetson drone bike. But I don't think you can get up in the air, man. You're going to get killed. Any transportation where you within 200 feet of the ground, you're going to get shot. Cinder blocks. Solid cement-filled cavities. Is your roof, Nikila, is your roof cinder blocks? Motorcycle for transport. So we talked about this a little bit. Motorcycles are solid transportation methods. If you in LA, ain't nothing solid on the ground in LA. You're going to get shot. Okay? Starting about his backstory. I don't know what he's talking about. All right. Swick video series showing the pipeline. Could you react to it? Send the link to me. You guys want me to react on the Swick? Send the link to me. I'll do a video on that. That's a good one. All right, folks, listen up. We ain't got no questions over here, I don't think. Oh, y'all got some questions. Go ahead and ask some questions on Discord. We'll open it up for general questions. Listen, I'm looking at businesses, guys, folks. I'm telling you right now. As soon as I get my hands on a business and I buy a business, we're going to probably not be doing Discords like this. We're not going to be ripping shit because I'm going to be trying to turn a business around. Okay? So, what's your question?
Hello?
Yeah.
All right, so it's just an observation I made, kind of turned into a suggestion, or just want to run it by you, see what you think. So if you watch like any disaster documentary, whether it's like Katrina, the Rodney King riots, there's always one thing that sticks out to me. You'll notice, like, in the midst of chaos, there's always somebody pushing a shopping cart with a bunch of shit in it, and no one's bothering them. It's like they assume they're homeless or something. And so I'm just thinking, as a possibility of like a short-term transportation vehicle that's kind of inconspicuous, you know what I'm saying, it's on a decked out Sprinter van or something. I can at least get you out of the city, and it's easy to stash. I mean,
let's talk about this. No, that's good. Let's talk about this. Okay, you're seeing a news crew, correct? Doing the filming for the most part, right? Now we got Twitter and everything else, but I know what you're talking about. You got looters everywhere. Okay. Do you know what happened to that person the second they got away from all them news cameras and got around the corner?
I could assume what happened. Yeah, I can imagine.
Someone popped them, bro. Like, they're not getting far with their shopping cart. You know? Like, I mean, shit. Like, if you're going to play the homeless role, first thing I would tell you is to put poop and pee all over your clothes. Okay?
I had that thought too. That's funny.
But it's hard to make. I mean, dog, think about this, man. In Katrina, dudes was killing motherfuckers just for GP. General purpose. All right? So, and this is what I said, man. I want you to think about the level of savagery that you think is going to happen, and I want you to multiply that by 100.
Right.
Okay? So you think, oh, man, I could get beat up. I might get shot. I want you to think of some dude jumping out from behind a building with a flamethrower and turning you into ashes. Okay? You're laughing. No, but they were killing 1,000 people a day in Katrina. And half the city wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Okay. So understand, they was cremating all the bodies because they didn't want nobody to know how many bullet holes they had in them. ServPro was picking bodies up in a dump truck. Okay. So yeah, shopping cart. I understand what you're saying, but understand this: you're getting that picture from a news crew. If a news crew is there, you know it ain't 1 million yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, yeah, that's true.
So you saw him pushing that shopping cart in front of that news crew, but you got around the corner, that dude got strung up, skinned, okay, and then lit on fire and put on a barbecue spit.
Right.
Okay, but that's a good question. That's a solid question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just throwing something out there. I appreciate your time, man.
It's all good. That's a good look. I like it. I know exactly what you're talking about. The bums seem to get away with everything. I'm not mad at that. But remember, they're street people. Street people got intuition, right? The street people know how to move. They know where to hide. They know how to disappear. Okay?
Yeah, it's almost like you got to master being able to hide in plain sight in that situation.
Yep.
So that's where my head's been at lately. You know, I'm thinking like shopping carts and wagons as opposed to crazy Humvees and whatnot.
Yeah, but if you're walking, like, think about this. If you're in LA and you walking, you're dead in one block.
True.
Like, you're dead. You know, like, you're not getting nowhere. So that's why I'm saying, like, even if you got a hot air balloon, my chances are they're going to shoot the shit out your hot air balloon. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right, cool.
All right, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Later.
Yes, sir.
All right, question from YouTube real quick. Comms and casualty care, comment or advice. We're going to talk about that in 3 episodes. That's towards the end. We'll talk about ham radios. There's a bunch of cheap versions, really good, solid ham radios out there. We're going to talk about casualty care. You know, I'm going to go back to if you get shot, you're dead. I don't care where you get shot, you're dead for the most part. One of the things that I'm adding to my shit is a drone with IR on it. So I want to have a drone that I can fly ahead, you know, in little jumps, like go scan out, you know, 400 or 500 yards ahead, come back. We talked about horses. Absolutely. Horses are awesome. I'm just going to tell you, the Indians ain't decimate half the country with horses by accident. The pilots. We didn't talk about the pilots. What's your pilot question? Okay. Oh my God, this is awesome. This is the best one yet. Let's go to this question right here. NSR 1700. Let me help you out, brother. Don't know what he's talking about. I'm linked up with all the local goons, okay? And we're defending our area from other goons and ensuring the safety of the weak with their support however they can. We are animals, okay? I love this comment. This is what I would call a guy that does not understand how the world works, okay? I'm going to link up with all the goons. The goons are going to be killing the people so fast because they're all going to be trying to fight for control, okay? The second thing is they're going to be taking advantage of all of the females. So you think that the goons are going to come together and they're going to present this safe haven, okay? I'd like you to go watch Mad Max, bro. Go watch Mad Max. I'm not gonna throw him out. He said we are animals. Let me tell you something. The human race is 10 times worse than any animal on the planet. 10 times worse. I'm gonna go back. We're going 100 times. X 100. any animal on the planet. So, hey man, listen, I'm just gonna send a victim shout out to NSR 1700. Hey, when it goes down and you standing there and 3 dudes is filling you full of holes, in that last 2 or 3 seconds, you just remind yourself, we aren't animals. Nope, we 100 times worse than animals. So that's a good one. I like that one. What should the women in my family do to be safe? No chance, brother. You no chance. I'm telling you right now, I got a disguise for my wife. That's about as good as you're gonna get, man. Got to get up out of the town, because your women, I'm gonna tell you, in Katrina, decimated the female population. That's all I'm gonna say. Decimated it. All right. Thoughts on putting optics or radios in a Faraday cage? Absolutely. All of my shit's in a Faraday cage right now. All of my technical stuff, except the one thing I don't have in the Faraday cage are my EOTech, my rifle optics, and they should be in there. So I've been trying to figure out how I can make a Faraday cage, but I use them on a daily basis. So it's kind of like I might have to go to iron sights, which ain't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, EMP, I'm absolutely. Drones to horses. Horses, absolutely. Horses. Hey, man, listen, 1700 is going to be a victim. All right. Sleep Tonight's is my Somnia answer. Mad Max. Okay. Watch the Bosnia. That's another good one. Go watch the Bosnia documentary where they were racially cleansing Bosnia. Okay. You want to know how bad human beings are? Go watch that documentary. Woo. Man, let me tell y'all something. If you have never seen True Carnage, you have no idea, man. The gentrified American public has no idea how savage it can get. Okay? No idea. All right, let's see. Who's having mic troubles? What's your question on the mic, having mic troubles? 48-hour camping trip, $500 a head. Everyone brings their own pack. Some random trailhead in the Smoky Mountains. Set it up and I'm there. Set it up. We'll have a great time. I'll teach the whole time. Okay? I'll teach the whole time. Y'all want to set it up? I'm there. Let me know where I'm going and send me my check and I'm there. All right? Someone needs to organize. All right, YouTube. You said the standard of dudes going to buds has gone down. What do you mean? So right now in America, let's just say 8 to 18, I'll say 8 to 25-year-olds, they don't play outside, they don't play sports. Like, there's a lack of grit in the United States right now, okay? There's a lack of grit, and it's only getting compounded by social media and video games. So that's what I mean. We should build an L-shaped ambush position with interlocking fields of fire with the neighbors. Okay, listen, your neighbors are going to be some of the first people to be killing you. Okay, they've been looking at your wife for the last 5 years. Doc, I'm going to tell you all this. I want everybody to listen to this. You cannot trust anybody when this shit goes down. Okay? Unless they somebody that you rode with since you were first grade. Okay? I'm going to say this. There may be situations where you can't trust somebody in your own family. All right? I'm just telling you, the darker side of life is with humans. And when this dark side comes out, 90% of the people in America are going to fall over and die from the fear. Okay? Just so we understand what we're talking about here. All right. So we're going to have a whole thing on gear, materials, staging locations. We just ain't got to that yet. Right now we're talking about the plan, how to get somewhere, ideas to think about, and then, like, man, them cities where you gotta leave 2 days early if you in LA, man. Like, you so done in LA. LA is scary. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I lived in LA, I mean, I have to have a hot air balloon. Like that's probably your only solution. That's it, man. Like it's gonna be bad in LA, really bad. And I might even have ballistic panels on my hot air balloon because one bullet in your propane tank and everybody blow up. So I don't know what you say. I'm just gonna tell you, there's some places they're not gonna be, man. Oh no, I'm the last. Look, man, someone just asked in YouTube if you can trust me when the apocalypse going on. I just told you, part of my plan is victims. Okay, that's a part of my plan. So if you see me coming, you better be like, oh shit, that's Jake. No, that dude said he getting everybody. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now. But my chances, I hope you never see me. Hey, who's spamming? Who's spamming? Oh, this dude. Hey, someone said who's spamming? Is it ACBB 123? Someone tell me who's spamming. Yep. Sup? Meth. You're saying it's ACB 123? I'll throw them out, man. I burn them. All right. Any more questions in you? We got 2 more names in here in Discord. Let's get these questions done. We're going to cut it short. I'm going to hang out with my wife. What we got in questions?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi. So I had heard you mention earlier, like in a place like Texas, ditching the plate carriers. And I just had this thought that I thought I might share because I think some people may not realize it. But personally, I believe the history books are a great resource for things like this. When you look at stories of the conquistadors navigating these hostile terrains that they've never been in, with people who want to kill them at every turn. Personally, I believe that, especially if we're talking about an EMP level scenario, some people might be like, oh, well, this stuff is irrelevant. It was hundreds of years ago. Well, an EMP is going to set us back that far anyway. And I think some people would really benefit by studying, some of the stories of people like Hernan Cortez and Christopher Columbus, were they good dudes? No, but they were good at surviving. And like you said, too, one gun isn't going to save you against people with 300 guns, but your chance you might have is being a really, really good talker, because some of these guys were able to talk their way out of scenarios against people who they didn't even speak the same language as them. They're using interpreters.
But remember, they had horses, and no one in the New World has seen horses.
They did, but there was also very few of them.
And they had firearms.
That is true, but at the same time, only like 20 guns can only do so much against 500 bows.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's good for people, I think, to learn like how to use a map the old-fashioned way, where you don't have any technology anymore.
Absolutely. We talked about that.
I think people really underestimate how much value they can get reading from like Marco Polo and how he navigated the Gobi Desert. I just think, people are unaware that a lot of these skills used to be pretty common with your average outdoorsman or adventurer, and they've kind of eroded as time and technology have developed. But the answers are there if you're willing to look for them.
Absolutely.
Pre-electricity age.
Absolutely. That's a good point. There's a lot of books you can read. There's a lot of podcasts you can listen to about Native American Indians. They talk a lot about survival, right? Like surviving. This is Apache land in Texas. Like how they survived, all the way over Geronimo over in Arizona and New Mexico. Like everybody thinks they got a chance until they get their head lopped off. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just go with that a lot, bro. I just know that 80% of the 90% of the population have no chance to survive. None.
No, they don't. Yeah, and like you mentioned Mad Max earlier too, and even though it's a movie, I definitely think you have a good point. And you look at the leaders, like the warlords, if that's what you want to call them.
Yep.
And they all share the characteristics of they're absolute savages. They're incredibly ruthless, but they're also very charismatic too. Like they know how to talk to people and tell them what they want to hear and make them feel safe. And I think these are some skills people would be surprised you could learn listening to TED Talks about, how do you win people over, this or that. Because, if there's only 5 of you and you encounter 400 people, the only chance you have is talking. And that's the small one.
Yeah. It's going to be, I go back to what happened in Katrina. Them first 10 days, there ain't no talking going on.
Yeah.
Now, you ain't talking your way out of nothing. You getting murdered. So, all right, brother. I
Yeah. Talk to you
appreciate it,
comes
man.
later. Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right, real
I
quick.
appreciate you.
Yep. Let me bang a couple of these questions on YouTube. So someone says something about dental care, right? Hey, man, listen. You got dental problems? We back in the 1800s, man. They just pulling the tooth out, and pretty soon you don't have no teeth in your mouth, and you got problems. Okay. Jake, if I know a higher up at Buds, can he push my waivers through if I need one? No, he cannot. I can't swim, but I want to be a Navy SEAL. Go be in the Army. Okay? Go be in the Army. I have one dude in 30 years that made it through the SEAL pipeline and couldn't swim. And he's an abnormality beyond all that we could get. Could get a survival PDF. I may make an app. Now, we fixing to cut off the PDFs. April 28th, everything will be through the app. The app is absolutely phenomenal. Okay? Just telling y'all we're going to be shutting it out. Iran news, best I heard, everybody's headed that way. We will see what happens. If it don't shut down in 30 days or in like the next 3 weeks, stand by. $100 silver in my go bag to barter. Okay? Just realize $100 silver dollars are heavy. They're heavy. Just remember that. Is the app free? No. I don't know what the app's going to cost. I ain't figured that out yet. So we'll figure it out. If you're going to bug out, which platform are you grabbing? AK-47, period. No questions asked, AK-47. That's it. There's no bartering. Someone said there's no bartering in an apocalypse. I'm going to have to agree with that. Understand this, in the first 30 days, man, we're going to lose like 70% of the population in the United States, and that's not accounting for the Midwest. The coasts are going to see 97% population degradation in the first probably 2 months. It's going to be bad, folks. I'm just telling you. The best way to take over this country, to conquer this country, is straight turn off the power and come back a year later, okay? Hey, man, who is talking about this dumb shit in here? Hey, I'm just going to remind everybody, okay? I'm going to remind everybody, if you come in the comments, you start talking about dumb shit like you on somebody else's podcast, we're just going to throw you out, okay? And once you get thrown out, you don't get to come back to Discord because Discord is free, okay? Just going to remind everybody. All right, let's go. Planet gets nuked. I mean, shit, that's another one, right? That's another one. All right, let's go with these last questions. We'll get up out of here.
Yeah, what's up, Jake? It's James again. I had a question about the Iran stuff.
Go ahead.
So I was just curious because, like, they found the one dude from the F-15. So I don't know if, like, they didn't find the other guy. Does that mean the IRGC's probably got him? Because I would have assumed they landed within, like, real close to each other.
I'm going to say this. Just assume the plane was traveling at 500 miles an hour. Okay. I believe the ejection seats come out. I don't know what the delay is. Mm-hmm. But depending on how bad the plane was shot up, maybe, you know, it was a 10-second, like one of the dudes got out at a different altitude, right? Yeah. They could be a mile apart, 2 miles apart. So they're not gonna. They're not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna land real close to. They could. My guess is they could be as far apart as 10 miles.
So you know that makes sense. Maybe a dude's just hiding,
or he got killed. Okay, like he died. And here's the other thing: he may have ejected and never survived. Okay, so just because the one pilot ejected and lived, like most of the time, you're breaking one or two limbs. You're breaking an arm, a leg, 2 legs. You're ejecting at like 400, 500 miles an hour. Like, it's very violent. 9 Gs in like 0.4 seconds, and then you're breaking a bunch of bones. So, and he might have been, you know, like, his ejection seat might have been damaged in the carnage that happened that caused the plane to come down. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah, no, I was just curious about that. Thanks, man.
All good, brother. All right. Let's go. Bang these questions out. We're getting up out of here. We ain't staying on here for all night. It's Friday. We had a good prepper conversation, man, about a plan, concentric circles, and then whatever you think you can do, divide by 100. Land Nav course will be on Patreon, but it's integrated into both. It's integrated into the Army course. I'll probably still have it up on Patreon, but we're going to push everybody over to the app because I can track the app. I'll be able to see everything you're doing on the app, and the app is going to try to give you the best chance to be successful long term. All right, let's go. We got any more questions? We'll cut this off.
Yeah, Jake, I got a question about survival. So I'm in San Diego. I think my winning strategy would be to like get in the islands somewhere.
The islands? Like you talking about like San Clemente or?
I don't know. I mean, I just moved here last year, so I don't really know all the landmass. But
you only have 2 islands. You have San Clemente and the other San whatever. There's only 2 islands off San Diego. So I'm not down on that idea. I'm not down on that plan. But both islands got limited resources. Well, that's not true. You got a ton of seafood and stuff around the islands. You know, San Diego's another one. You go east in San Diego, you up in the mountains, you got a chance. But those mountains kill. Like, we found a dead dude when we went to the mountains for land nav. So I would probably be headed west if I was in California. Like, if I was in San Diego, I'll be trying to get to the water as fast as I can.
Does that make sense? You recommend going to, like, Mexico, like Tijuana?
So, listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. If we get hit with an EMP or we have problems, I'm not going to Mexico. Because if you think Mexico's wild now, what do you think Mexico's going to be like with no resources? And a gringo shows up.
I'm Hispanic, but I mean, I kind of am whitewashed too.
Okay, how's your Spanish?
I don't know a lick of Spanish.
So you're a gringo, bruh. They're going to string you up.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So
go to the island.
I'm gone. Like, I'm trying to go to Thailand. So
that'd be ideal too.
Maybe, right? Depending on what happens. If the whole world floods, you know, if we have the Noah flood that's supposed to be coming, ain't no telling. Everybody, you just be happy to be alive. And you have to try to figure it out, you know? That's why the more skills, the more skills you have, the bigger chance you have to survive. So, it's froze. Discord froze. That's interesting. I ain't never seen Discord freeze. Man, what happened to my Discord? Discord broke. Discord is back. I can't make my screen bigger. Man, killing me today. All right. Let's go with the rest of these questions. Food, water will run out a lot faster in Mexico. Yeah. I'm not going to Mexico. Okay. I might go to Canada if I'm up there, but I'm not going to Mexico. All right. Questions. We got 4 more people in the questions. What are the questions? Any question you want to ask, go ahead. I know we had to do it on here. I want to ask a question earlier about the Rangers. Go ahead, fire up these questions. We get up out of here. Someone asked, is it safe in Africa? Man. Clearly you ain't never been to Africa. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, so I was on here, I think, last week.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to see what you thought, what I should do with my 94 ASVAB score and thinking about going Army, and I know that's what you recommend.
Okay.
I know you also said drone pilot, but I'm scheduled to sign my contract Monday.
For what?
For a 68 whiskey, which you recommended.
Okay. That's fine.
I just wanted to know, my contract is 68 whiskey. I ship out April, I believe it's the 27th.
Okay.
3 weeks out.
Have you been running?
But I haven't been running, but I've been Stairmastering. I've been jogging. I haven't been tracking miles, but I did about 2 in like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Nothing crazy, but you know, I've always been able to run.
Okay.
But I was just curious what you thought about that. Just because I have more info to give you.
What do you think I'm gonna say?
I have no clue.
So first of all, you're joining the Army and you're not running every day. That's a problem. Okay,
Yeah.
That's a problem. I don't give a shit if you're on the Stairmaster for an hour and a half a day. I still need to run 4 to 6 miles a day. Okay, do you have the Army PDF?
I do not.
Okay, so send me an email at jake.zwig@gmail.com and get the Army PDF. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then or you could come in here in the chat and just put ! Army PDF, all one word.
Yes, sir. And I guess the main thing too is like, I know we're talking about not end of the world, but like kind of end of civilization. Do you still think it's like a good thing to join the military?
Absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Yeah, I'm not gonna live in fear of what's coming. We're just having this series because I got raised in a survival household, brother. Like my dad was a survivalist to the bone. So you know, like 7 years old, I got thrown out in the woods 10 miles from home and had to find my way home.
Damn.
Okay. So I was not a happy camper because I did not like the woods at that point in my life. I was terrified in the woods. So.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right, brother.
Well, I just wanted the confirmation from you before I signed the
sign
contract,
up.
and you just gave that to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Sign up. Let us know how it goes. Send us a picture, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's go. Next question. What's up?
Yeah, I was in earlier. Anyway, I'm leaving for Army Basic in July.
Okay.
And I'm hoping to go to RAS.
Okay.
But
what's your hold up. What's your 5 mile time?
Right now, it's not that great.
Okay, hold up. I didn't ask you. Listen. If you come on here and give me bullshit, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off. What is your 5 mile time? The answer is a number. 45 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you on the PDF?
Parts of it. I'm not doing the rucking yet because I've been having issues with my knees.
You having issues with what?
My knee.
Okay, then you're not going to RASP.
Well, yeah.
Listen. Stop the bullshit. Join the military. Do 2 years. Get good at being in the military. Get whatever you got going on fixed up, ready to go, and then try to go to RASP. Okay? Because you're not going to be able to go to RASP. If you got knee problem, you're not going to make it. If you're running a 45-minute 5 mile, I don't even think you're smoking crack. You're smoking like straight. You got your mouth on the pipe of a car. You're going to be dead in 5 minutes. Okay? It's worse than crack. So stop trying to be delusional. Because I'm going to tell you this. If you can't run a 35-minute zone 2 5 mile, you're not going to make it. Okay? Not going to make it.
That's why I said hopefully. But
listen. There is no hope in special operations. Okay? There's no fucking hope in special operations. Either you're prepared and you have a chance, or you don't make it. Hope and God do not exist in special operations selection. Does that make sense to you? So don't come on here talking about I fucking hope, because we will fucking blow your fucking head off every time, because this channel ain't about fucking hope. This channel is about massive preparation so that we dominate where we're going. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
So that wasn't my primary question. My primary question is I've been training, but I'm going on a 2-week vacation.
You're doing on what?
About a week here. I'm going on a 2-week international trip.
For what?
So just for fun with some friends.
Okay, go have fun with your friends. You're not don't worry about it. Join the Army in July and have a good time. Get in shape when you get in the Army.
Okay.
Easy day, bro. Yeah, just have fun with your friends. Enjoy life. Join the Army and get serious. Okay?
All right. Thank you, sir.
All good, brother.
Hello?
All right, let's go. Next question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, quick question. You said about what you said about leaving early before shit goes down. Do you recommend leaving at night so you don't deal with people, or just walk in the morning, daytime?
I'm gonna tell you, I'm not moving at all in the daytime, at all. Unless I'm leaving, so I got something's coming. I'm leaving right now in a car going 1,000,000 miles an hour, or in my truck, but if I'm on foot, I ain't going nowhere until it's dark.
So it's better to go at night.
1,000%.
Okay. I was wondering about is it better to walk either day or night just to avoid all those problems?
Correct. But understand this.
All right.
The bad guy's going to be out at night too.
Oh, so you're gonna deal with the same problem.
Same problem, bro. You just, at night, you have the advantage. Someone 100 yards away ain't going to see you, right? In the daytime, they can see you from 200-300 yards away. That's your only advantage at night. You're going to be able to, a lot of people are going to have to be looking for you to find you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now I see.
Okay. All right, folks. You good?
Thank you again.
All good, brother. All right, folks. Listen up, man. Hey, go support the channel. Sign up, like, and subscribe. Share it with your friends. We'll be back next Wednesday. I was looking at the company. Staff Sergeant Shell is joining me on Wednesday nights for the future till we build his following back up for Army recruiting on Thursdays. And then we'll have Prepper Series next week, number 5. We're going to be talking about what you need. Okay, first line gear, some of the equipment I think you got to have. The week after that, that'll be week 5. Week 6 is going to be advanced skills you need to learn. 7, 8, 9, those are all going to be advanced skills hey, man, you need to learn how to work a radio. You need to learn surgery, trauma. Some books you can buy to take with you because there's a lot of knowledge. I know my dude said have the Wikipedia on a flash drive, but you're always going to be relying on electronics. I have a couple solar chargers that do pretty good. Yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. We got 6 more episodes. This was episode 4 in the Prepper series. Hope you guys learned something, man. As always, someone still in here? Oh, no, that's Cam. Okay. All right, we got one more question, and then we bounce. Who is this? What's your question? Answer it fast. Ask your question fast, because we bouncing up out of here.
Sorry, Jake. I've never used it before. I texted you the other day about doing the ab testing for you.
Oh, yeah. What's your name?
I'd rather not say just because I'm already
Does it start with a W?
No, it starts with an R.
Okay, send me a text message right now. If you send me a text message, I'll put you on the list. They should be making calls maybe tomorrow because we just got to the testing section today. So they just turned the app and published the app so that you could test it. Are you the kid with the Garmin watch?
I have one, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just send me a text message right now. I'm pretty sure you're on the list because I think I know who I'm talking to. They got the app done today. So, cool?
Yeah, sounds good. Because I was just trying to figure out when we're going to start that so I can get ready to.
Hang on. Let me look.
Plan on that.
All right. Did you just send me a text message?
Yeah, I sent you the text.
Okay, send me your name because I don't have your name on here.
Okay.
And then I'll be able to tell you because I got it. I don't think you are. All right, I got your phone number. Send me your email. Text me your email, and I'll put you on here because I don't think I got your name on here. I might be wrong, but I don't remember your name. I only got 3 people on the list right now. We got 4 testers, so I'll put you on it right now.
Yeah, I sent you an email from that email address as well. So.
Okay, I'm going to do it right now. I just got to put it in my Google Doc, and you'll be good. Okay. Expect to hear something in the next, probably tomorrow would be my guess. They're going to be calling and texting the testers so that you know who built your app, and then you're going to send all your feedback to them, and they're going to fix it.
Okay, sounds good, man.
Awesome, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right, y'all, we're out of here. Deuces. Before anybody else raises their hand, we're gone.